Good evening, this is Gabriel Jackson, and welcome to BJC Mitzvah Day, number 38, part 2. Mitzvah that keeps us on its way, continuing the mitzvah, the prohibition to covet, once again dedicated for the success and safety of our IDF soldiers, the eradication of all evil, the release of all the hostages safe and sound, and the refuah slave of all the citizens of Israel, the soldiers, and any Jewish person who needs a refuah shlema. Okay, right in the middle of the laws of coveting, the mitzvah of coveting. And even if he gave money to his fellow, i.e. the owner, for the object that he coveted, if the fellow did not want to sell it, he still transgresses the prohibition of you shall not covet, for the prohibition of you shall not covet is not rectified through giving money for the object, but is transgressed in any event, as long as one acquired it from his fellow in a forceful manner. This is the true explanation of this mitzvah as transmitted by our sages of blessed memory. As mentioned in the introduction of the mitzvah, the Chinuch explains in mitzvah 416 that the prohibition against coveting is an extension of the prohibition against robbery. Here the Chinuch explains that coveting can lead to even graver sins. Among the underlying purposes of this mitzvah is that this type of thought, a covetous one, is evil, and it causes a person many pitfalls. Don't covet. For once one firmly establishes in his mind the decision to acquire the item that he covets as a result of that evil desire, he will not pay attention to anything standing in his way. And if his fellow does not agree to sell it, it is quite likely that he will forcibly take it from him. And if the fellow stands up to oppose him, it is even possible that he will kill him. As we find with regard to Navos in the Hebrew, that he was murdered over his vineyard that Ahab coveted and wished to acquire from him. The laws of this mitzvah, including how it is appropriate to maintain a great distance from this evil trait, are set forth in scattered places throughout the Talmud and the Midrashim. This mitzvah applies in every location and all times, and is incumbent upon both men and women. If one transgresses this prohibition and covets an item belonging to another, even if he commits some act that leads him to acquire the item, he is not liable to lashes, although the general rule is that when one transgresses the prohibition through action, he incurs lashes. This case is an exception because the item is something that can be returned and the transgression would thereby be rectified. Since even if he had forcibly robbed it from the owner, it could be returned and the transgression would thereby be rectified. Nevertheless, he is considered as one who has violated a commandment that the king may be exalted, and the king may be exalted has numerous intermediaries through which he is able to exact his revenge from him. And that was your mitzvah. Thanks for listening. We are in the soft launch of the BJC annual campaign where every donation is tripled. We really hope we can count on each and every one of you to be supportive in some way. Think of a mitzvah day. If it's the price, the value is at least the price of a cup of coffee, which of course is much more. Then we're talking $3 a day, folks. We're talking $1,000 a year. Folks, $916 would be an amazing donation because that's 1% of our goal to raise. So please consider it. Do it monthly, do it one time. It's a big schus, it's a big merit. We appreciate you. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow.